Thank you, Chair. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen. I would like to begin by thanking the Chinese presidency for successfully organizing the BRICS meetings, which have provided an important opportunity to the BRICS nation to engage in a fruitful discussion on matters relating to labor welfare. I would also like to appreciate the Chinese presidency for their choice of priority issues, namely promoting green jobs for sustainable development, developing skills for resilient recovery, and protecting workers' rights in new forms of employment. These topics are very relevant in the context of changing world of work. The world of work has been affected by COVID-19. The economic disruption caused by COVID-19 has threatened the long-term livelihood and well-being of people. The pandemic has disproportionately affected the workers in the informal economy. In response to the COVID-19 pandemic, special initiatives were undertaken by the Government of India to address the situation of its workers. During COVID-19, India not only provided free vaccination to its entire population but also extended a scheme for free distribution of food and food grains, health service, and assured employment. The Government of India launched rupees 1700 billion COVID relief package under Pradhan Mantri Garib Kalyan Yojana. Under this scheme, as many as 800 million people were provided free ration. The government substantially raised the budgetary allocation to the flagship rural employment guarantee scheme called Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Scheme (MNREGA) and enhanced the number of days of assured employment in a year of 6 states and also increased the wage rate to provide succor to reverse migrants from urban areas to rural areas. To create new jobs and re-employ those lost their job during pandemic period, a new scheme, namely Atmanirbhar Bharat Rozgar Yojana, was started during the pandemic by paying from the budget 24% wages as the share meant to be paid by both employees and employers. Cash transfers were also made directly to bank accounts of 200 million women during COVID-19 pandemic period. In addition, under the Prime Minister Street Vendors Atmanirbhar Nidhi scheme, PM Swanidhi, about 2.9 million street vendors were provided collateral-free loan to help them resume their businesses. Families who lost their breadwinner were provided pension, which was 90% of the last drawn paid by employees' state insurance corporation. BRICS countries form around 41% of the world's population. We believe that there is an urgent need to reap this demographic dividend by preparing our labor force and the rapidly evolving world of work. Recent trends in the world of work indicate that climate change is necessitating a shift toward more sustainable development and green jobs. While initiatives towards green jobs present a significant opportunity to overcome poverty by creating more and better jobs in the green sector, there is also a risk that carbon-intensive sector will see a decline with the loss of employment for workers engaged in them. We therefore need to promote just transitions for entrepreneurs, workers and communities with due emphasis on the access to social protection, acquisition of new skills, upskilling, reskilling, and creation of alternative employment opportunities. I would like to highlight here that environmental sustainability has been an integral part of India's development strategy. In the COP26 held at Glasgow, Honorable Prime Minister of India has announced Panchamrit or five nectar elements showing commitment to reduce the impact of climate change. One of the announcements is to achieve 500 gigawatt capacity in the country by 2030 from non-fossil sources, which would result into generation of huge opportunities for green jobs. In recent years, a variety of decentralized renewable energy livelihood applications are being developed which are not only energy efficient but economically viable. These include a marriage of solutions such as solar dryers, solar or biomass powered cold storage, chiller, solar chakra, etc., with an aim to facilitate development of an enabling ecosystem for widespread adoption of decentralized renewable energy for sustainable livelihoods. A framework has been launched. These applications have immense potential of creating green local job opportunities in India. We acknowledge the importance of skilling, upskilling, and reskilling of workers for availing employment opportunities generated by green economy. Under the flagship scheme of the Government of India named Pradhan Mantri Kaushal Vikas Yojana (PMKVY), training has been imparted to candidates in various green job roles like solar PV installer, solar project helpers, waste treatment plant technicians, etc. Skill development initiatives like Surya Mitra, Varun Mitra, and Biogas Mitra have trained a large pool of youth across the country for green jobs. These programs have also been designed to prepare the candidates for becoming new entrepreneurs in renewable energy sector. For skilling, the youth in environment, forest, and wildlife sector and enabling them to gainfully employment of self-employed green skill development program has been launched by the Ministry of Environment, Forests and Climate Change. Currently, 44 green skill development courses are being offered at 87 locations across the country. These courses include pollution monitoring, emission inventory, operation and maintenance of sewage plant and effluent treatment plants, waste management, forest fire management, water budgeting and auditing, conservation of river dolphins, wildlife management, etc. All these skilling programs have been aligned with National Skill Qualification Framework of Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship, which enables picking up skill jobs. Further, Sector Council for Green Jobs has been set up in the country to develop a strategy and implement program for skill development in the green sector. The Sector Council for Green Jobs has developed 44 standards, qualification in green energy sectors, and over 4,000 trainers along with 450 training centers have been developed in the green job sectors. Several initiatives have been taken to harness the full potential of its blue economy. The Honorable Prime Minister has said that, I quote, "Blue economy is going to be an important source of Atmanirbhar Bharat." In May 2020, with an investment of ₹20 billion, new scheme has been launched, namely Pradhan Mantri Matsya Sampada Yojana, to bring about blue revolution through sustainable and responsible development of fisheries sector in the country. As a result of this initiative, fisheries sector in India has shown an impressive growth. It is estimated that more than 7.8 million direct and indirect employment opportunities would be generated through such initiatives. To encourage tree plantation, on farmland and along with cropping system to help farmers get additional income and make their farming system more climate resilient and adaptive. An agroforestry scheme is being implemented across India. Under the scheme, assistance is given to the farmers for necessary development, boundary plantation, and block plantation of permanent tree species to promote inter alia fruit-bearing trees, tree-borne oilseeds, medicinal and aromatic plants. Not only the scheme of agroforestry acts as a carbon sink, but also offers opportunities for green jobs. We acknowledge that skill development programs are required to augment employability along with entrepreneurial spirit in order to address the risk of workers being left behind in the face of requirement of new skill sets. The Government of India launched the Skill India Mission in 2015 with a mission to rapidly scale up skill development efforts in the country and align the skill sets of workers so that the demand of employers are met with well-trained skilled workforce. The Pradhan Mantri Kaushal Vikas Yojana was launched by the Government of India in 2015 to promote and provide skill training and skill certification. The scheme is being implemented across the country with an objective to boost both industry and employability of the youth. More than 13.5 million candidates have been trained under the scheme so far. To provide employment-related services, India has launched the NCS portal which promotes jobs matching, vocational guidance, career counseling, etc. All the services available in the portal are free of cost and all stakeholders including job seekers, employers, training providers and placement organizations. Digital transformation in the world of work have generated new reforms of employment like gig work, platform work and other non-standard forms of work. While new forms of employment have provided new opportunities of employment to job seekers, it has also posed challenge with regard of regulatory of work, social protection, working condition, etc. The Indian Parliament has recently passed 4 labour codes, subsuming 29 central labour laws which has modernized and simplified the labour laws and have taken into account the future of work and issue of informal sector workers under the Code on Social Security 2020. Statutory definition of gig and platform workers has been pioneered. In view emerging digital economy, a scheme is being formulated to provide social security benefits to informal sector workers, including gig and platform workers, through setting up of dedicated social security fund, adequate arrangement for financing of social security scheme for informal sector workers have been made by way of contribution from central governments, aggregators and penalties collected. In order to address the concern of informal sector workers, including gig and platform workers, a digital portal named eShram portal was launched in August 2021 to register such workers with the intention to develop a national database. About 280 million workers database has already been created with more than 400 occupations. The database would lead to targeted distribution of social security benefit to informal workers. The social security benefit through direct benefit transfers will be delivered through the portal. The Government of India is also conducting all India surveys on migrant workers and domestic workers under the guidance of an expert group for evidence-based policy making and last mile delivery of social security and other benefits. I would like to express my support for the Ministerial Declaration 2022 agreed upon amongst the BRICS nation. I conclude by thanking the Chinese presidency for successfully organizing the BRICS Labour and Employment Ministers Meeting 2022 and look forward to further collaboration among us BRICS countries. Thank you very much. Namaste.